In my living room window, which is in this building on the third floor, I look out daily. Sometimes I just walk to the window, I look out, and increasingly out, just out in front of this church across the street, a gathering of men. Sometimes there's 10, sometimes there's 20, sometimes there's 30, sometimes there's 40. And they all are ill-clad, ill-dressed. They're dressed in rummage outfits, whether it be summer shirts with, I don't know, somebody's name on it, or winter jackets, mostly all in sneakers. But the other thing about the men I observe from my living room window on the third floor perch, most of them on canes, many of them in wheelchairs, others are bent over, many are on drugs. One just fell down in the middle of the street the other day. I was watching somebody help get him up. And as I watch these men on the street, they need help. They know I'm here. They know me. They know who I am. And I understand my heart years ago when I wanted to help them back in the 1960s. I want to tell you about the day that I was arrested on Bushwick Avenue, just off of the Interborough Parkway. It's called the Jackie Robinson Parkway now, where Bushwick and the Interborough connects. 2 blocks east of that, I was arrested at Garrett Automotive Sales, used car sales. I had been working up in Montclair, New Jersey. Well, actually, I was reading the New York Times, and I read in the New York Times that the son of F.W. Woolworth, the founder of the Woolworth dime store, had died. The son of the founder had died. The store got founded in the early turn of last century. But his son died. Woolworth's used to be the diner, the lunch counter across America, especially on the East Coast. Those of y'all remember F.W. Woolworth, it's gone now. And it was a nickel and dime store. It's called a dime store, that's what they ought to call it. It was called Woolworth, but they really called it the dime store because you buy anything in for a dime. Had a lunch counter. And very prosperous. I read in the New York Times, the son of the F.W. Woolworth died. And they gave his address in Upper Montclair, New Jersey. By this time now, I'm a full-time burglar. I'm a full-time thief. So I'm reading the obituary to find out who's prominent that's died. Generally, when people die, they have all kind of funerals, events, and memorials, and the whole family leaves the house at one time. That's when I go in. So I went to Upper Montclair and I cased the joint as a burglar does. I looked it over in the daytime, and I went back that night, and there was nobody home. Well, good for me, I thought. I went in the house, my friend and I, we go into the house, we were looking all over the place, the bedrooms, the large rooms, we're searching the toilets, we're opening up the toilets and looking in the drains, we're opening up the cold cream jars and looking, and we're looking in the kitchen, we're looking in the buttercup, because people hide jewelry everywhere, because they know the thief is coming. So they hide in places where you think the thief is not going to look. We're looking everywhere, no jewelry. So what's going on in this house? And we're in there now for about an hour, just looking, tearing up everything. And finally, we open up a closet, and there's a closet. Behind the closet, we open it, and there's a safe. Uh-oh, there we found it. After being there for an hour, and I'm ready to go. The safe was, I didn't know how to crack it, open it up. So we went and got some tools from his shed and knocked down the wall of the closet and put the safe on a rug, something like this, and we dragged it back to the car because it was so heavy. Finally, we opened up the safe with a sledgehammer, and in that safe is some of the most beautiful jewels I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Queen Elizabeth didn't have jewels like those jewels. And I understand the street value, and this is back in the early 1970s, street value was $250,000, and I think that was a low ball figure to get used. I said, okay, the fence said that's what they're worth, and he would give me $50,000 for the catch. He was going to fence them. I'm the thief, he's the fence. Gasper Rizzo is the fence, I'm the thief. He's going to give me $50,000 for the catch. So he gives me $10,000. He owns an automobile dealership, used car, so he gives me a 1972 Cadillac Eldorado, blue and white, bad mamma jamma, looked like a spaceship in those days. I was skinny as a rail. I sat down the thing, it looked like I wasn't even there. The car was so big. And so he owed me another $20,000. And a week went by, I didn't get my money. 2 weeks went by, I didn't get my money. I called him, he didn't answer my phone. Call. Now I'm in trouble. My brother is in town at the time, my younger brother is in town. I said, come, I'm gonna pay a visit to Mr. Zizzo. So at the time I had a sawed-off shotgun. So I took it with me in case I needed some persuasion or protection. I wanted my money. And I got there, he was there. I took the shotgun out, put it in the woman's mouth, said, where's my money? I want my money. And it was a used car lot. And the office was like a little trailer, if you've seen those. They look like trailers. And a little small office. A salesman was there. He was there, his secretary, and a customer. Me and my brother, we jammed them all up in the building. He said, well, I got to go get the money. I don't have it here. I got to go to the bank, get some. I got to go home and get some. So I said, my brother, okay, my brother will go to security. I'll hold these people until you get back. So lo and behold, about 15 minutes after he's gone, I see police coming down Bushwick Avenue screaming their sirens every which kind of way. It must have been 100 of them. I thought it was the Blues Brothers, so many of those police guys. So I'm sitting on the desk. The entrance to the dealership is right here, the little used car lot. You come in the door, I'm sitting on the first desk. I'm sitting on the desk, everybody else is behind me. I got the shotgun dropped down behind the desk. The police come. Now, they all jump out their cars and take out their guns and get behind the car. I don't know why they always do that. But one police officer, Hamite brother, young too, he gets out of his car, he walks up to the used car lot sales. You have to go up about 5 or 6 steps, then there's a little porch. He slowly opens the door. He doesn't have his pistol drawn. He slowly opens the door. Now, I got the shotgun dropped down behind the desk. Everybody's sitting there. When he opens the door, he's as close to me as Israel, the cameraman, is to me. No pistol drawn. I got a shotgun. He can't see it. It's behind the desk. Out of the other side of my eye, I see his secretary, Gaspar Rizzo's secretary, wink to the police officer that I'm the one. He walks right up to me. I dropped the gun. Now, that's important for one reason. He could have shot me. I'm sure he knew who I was from Gaspar told him what I looked like. He didn't. And when I look out on those men on the street, I think to myself, but for the grace of God, I wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't know anything about me. That police officer could have blown my brains from here to kingdom come. And when I see a lot of the police stuff going on now today, you have to understand I'm a little bit partial. I've been there. You may not know that road, but I've been there. I know. I know Jacob Blake. I know Trayvon Martin. I know them. You may think you know what the hell you're talking about. You don't. I've been there. And so when I dropped the shotgun, he pulls his revolver. It's a .38 at the time. They weren't using Glocks. And I surrendered. No point in fighting this guy. And I'll have somebody look this up. Maybe I'll have El Capitan Lewis look this up. It made the front page of the Daily News. And the reason being, not because of the robbery, but because of the bravery of the police officer. They could not believe that he walked up into that place without his gun drawn. That took nerve. And I know he got commendation. Google it, you probably can find the story. James Manning robbing a store, a dealership. It's probably in the newspaper from that year. I forget what year it was. I think it was 73 or 74. It's important that we understand. And by the way, when I told my lawyer, public defender, what happened, the judge let me out on my own recognizance. I'm settling a score between me and he owed me money. I told the judge. He said, I'm going to let you go on your own recognizance, but you better show up for court. But I didn't. I think it's important that you understand something about when I see men. There are things that have advanced my life that makes me a man that you may never ever experience. And women may think that somehow or another I'm mean or I'm this or I'm that, but there are roads that you have never walked down and probably never will walk down. The roads I've walked down. And so there's no way I can go backwards having been the experiences that I've had. I'm not going to tell you about what they did to me in Miami Beach. I ran that time. You know what they did then. In order for a man to walk with me, that police officer, I don't think he was much older than I was, but he was a brave soul. And not only that, but that man could have blown my brains out sitting on that desk and nobody would have said a word. Nobody. And I'd just be some history of a young man that got busted, got caught attempting to rob, which is what they accused me of doing. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.